Yo, what's up, guys? I'm bringing you a gank build for the Shadow of the Hist update. This is straight out damage, so it's not like my other Stamina Nightblade build. That one's based for like 1vx and more stamina recovery. This is straight up gank damage. You're trying to one-shot people with this build. So let's get into it. First off, we're Wood Elf. The best options are Wood Elf or Khajiit. You can use Red Guard, Imperial, or Orc. They're not as good for a few reasons. Mostly just the stealthy passive, which Wood Elf and Khajiits both have. You can get increased damage, 10% increased damage, and our radius is smaller, our detection radius. I chose the Wood Elf for the max stam and 21% stam recovery, but Khajiit's also an option. So yeah, there's your choice there. Now, unbuffed, we have 16k magicka, 28k health, 32k stam, and the health is nice, and it doesn't actually cause you to lose any damage first. I mean, if we win, the reason why we have so much health is because we have front tri-stat, and technically we could get more stam, but it would add like maybe 500 damage to a player, maybe 1,000. So this is actually needed though. The tri-stat enchantments are needed for cloak, and the extra health is obviously really nice. Then we have 3.5k weapon damage on buff, 37% crit, 12k resistance, 1,000 stam recovery, and 600 magic recovery. Then we have the Warrior Mundus, and we run Tri-Stat food. Try to get the purple Tri-Stat food, that's CP 160. It adds 4.4k health and 4.2k of magic and stamina. Alright, so now for the abilities. We have Surprise Attack, Ambush. Now Ambush is needed for a reason, just because you get the increased critical strike damage and get guaranteed critical strikes. So, it's quite useful, and you need one of these abilities slotted, so Ambush has to be there. Then we have Mass Hysteria for bad situations. If you're outnumbered, you just hit it. Then we have Mage Light for it actually has a few good things. If someone's in stealth, you can use it, get them out of stealth. It also prevents you from getting stunned from stealth, and you take 50% less damage, so you're not gankable pretty much. The main reason is in the Mages Guild passives, well, after activating a Mages Guild ability, you get increased damage by 20%. So you just activate that before you go into surprise attack, and you can blow people up, do 20% more damage. It's pretty good. Then we have Shadowy Disguise for guaranteed crit, and then Flawless Dawnbreaker for increased weapon damage. You don't want to run Smiting just because we're going for all that damage. Then we have Vigor for heal, Siphoning Attacks for extra sustain, Relentless Focus for the increased stamina recovery and damage, and the bow is actually useful on occasion. And then Double Take for increased speed, dodge chance. Then we have Rally for major brutality, increasing weapon damage by 20%, and it's a decent heal. And we also have Ice Comment to go on with our burst. Now, the gear. So we're running 3-piece Hunting's Rage on the body. Doesn't really matter where it is, but pretty much what you want is you want to make sure you have, what you would want is a heavy chest and then a light belt. I just have a heavy head there, but you would want heavy chest, light belt. Then we have 4-piece Alchemist. The Alchemist, we only have 4 pieces on the body, and the 5th piece is on the greatsword, so we activate our Alchemist on our back bar. Now the 3 Hundings we have on the body are completed by the 2 maces we have, so it's really good for damage, obviously. Then we have 2 Disease on our maces with sharpen on both of them. Then we have Defending on our greatsword with damage shield, just because we don't use the greatsword for attacking whatsoever, and it's completely defensive. It's a completely defensive weapon, so we're not ever attacking. So have the damage shield depending on the best option. And we have 3-piece agility, all weapon damage, all robust. It's quite expensive. You can run endurance, and you lose out on 200 weapon damage. You'll get more stam recovery. It's still an option. I mean, you have quite a few options here. Just agility is the absolute best, but it's not even close to being necessary or really. It's not a requirement for the build. Now I'm going to show you the buff stats. So we have 5.4 weapon damage, 40k, 40% weapon crit, and 12k stam recovery. That's pretty much all it changes. We get a 12.5k tooltip with the Clever Alchemist and all our buffs up. So quite nice. It can crit on a player for up to maybe 14k, which is quite amazing. And the combo, what the combo is, imagine the player that you're engaging is the tree. You'd use your buffs, stay at a respectful distance, and move in. Use a cloak, then into a mage light, then heavy attack, surprise attack. The initial heavy attack will always crit. Plus, because we do 10% more damage, plus the other 10% more damage from crit strike. Those can crit for like 10 to 12 to almost 14k if you're lucky. On low armor target, it can crit for 14k. And with the surprise attack, also, it's capable of critting up to 14, 15, almost 16k sometimes. Not many people can survive that combo, and even if they do, just hit surprise attack one more time, they're dead. But most people will not survive that combo. You can also just use Dawnbreaker, so surprise attack, heavy attack, surprise attack, Dawnbreaker, and every single person in this game will die, unless they have 60k health, and you shouldn't engage people like that anyway. You're targeting players with less than 30k health, even you better like 25, less than 25, but you want to attack like people that they don't look like they're stacking shields. Like you don't want to attack like these Templars that just sit there and stack blazing shields. You want to attack weak targets, take out quickly. So now we're gonna get into champion points. So we have 100 into Moon Calf, and if you have all your champion points, you could put 77 to Warlord, or you could like split them up between Tumbling. Then you should split up your Mighty and Precise Strike to split it up. So like 83 in both, or a little bit more. I'm not really sure what the math is, but just split them up between here. That's your best option there. Then just split the rest of your points up into these two. Don't put any resistant, just because we obviously have 0 crit resist because we're running all divines on our. So there's no point of putting anything for crit resist, although you can. Just really no benefit of doing that. So I think I covered everything. If there's anything I left out, guys, or as we're wondering about the build, anything that you have any questions on, you just ask in the comments. If you guys try out this build, tell me how it goes, because it's quite a crazy build, and it has some pretty nice damage. So that's pretty much it for me, guys. Peace out, guys.